Good morning. Oh, my mic's on. Oh, yes, it is. Why is it just beeping like that? Good morning. Can you see me and hear me? Only staying on for an hour today because I have to go do a lot of things. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me grab this. Kaye period Ford. Kaye period Ford. Yeah, I don't have anything. Kaye period Ford at yahoo.com. Oop. Yeah, no messages matched your search. Let me go into spam. Yeah, I typed it into spam directly and my search bar, and it's not coming up. So maybe have them send it again. All right. Good morning. Did my cultural interview yesterday put me at the top for this job position? Did it put? Oh, is this the one where you said, "Am I in the top?" I said, "There's a couple." Double Knight of Cups in reverse. 2 of Cups in reverse. It's like, how do I word this? Someone else dropped the ball in some way, so it's like there's less people in the running for the top. I feel like yes and no. It's like I don't know if they're not at that finality of like the top part yet, though. It's more of like eliminating who can't be in there than deciding who is, if that makes sense. What the theme for me in 2025 in a song or a token? Umbrella. It's kind of giving starts kind of stormy. You take action in the opposite direction of some kind of fear, and then you end up eliminating the fear. So this feels like kind of like a shadow wound being addressed. I had Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck so early in the year. Will I get a program? Will I get a program? Will I get a program? There's struggle with this maturing. That doesn't mean you can't get it, but it means it's going to be like a needing to overcome a learning curve. I don't know if that's in paperwork. I don't know if that's in like a representative of some sort. It's like there's a hurdle to overcome. Not that it's not possible. The moon on the bottom. Not that it's not possible, but there's some difficulty to it. Thank you, Jody. Will I get the job on Monday? It's for a construction company, or will I end up working for the civil service like the prison? Will I get the job on Monday? It's for a construction company. I don't see the construction company one. I don't see that one coming through, or I don't see that one being good for you. Even if it did, I feel like it most likely is not. Working for civil service like the prison. I feel like that's on a delay, but that's more where you're headed with the service, the civil service. Will my sister be okay? She went into the hospital this morning. Oh no, I'm sorry. 6 of Cups. It's not like a worst case scenario situation, but there's something she's going to have to deal with. It's like maybe I was avoiding this and now I need to address it, or maybe I was trying this for it and now I need to try this instead. Needing to take a few steps back. I don't know if that's like energetically. I feel like she's going to be okay, but there's also some kind of like sacrifice needed. Like, I can't do this anymore, or I need to spend time doing this type of thing as like a treatment. Is my daughter having a boy or a girl? Boy. Girl. I'm not not getting a clear answer on either. I'd lean a little bit more towards girl, but 9 of Cups is reversed. If she would prefer a boy, I feel like it's more likely it's a girl. If there's no preference, I'm not getting a clear answer on it. 8 of Cups reversed. I'm not getting a clear answer unless she really wants a boy. I feel like in that case, it's a girl. That's what I can tell you. Any messages and a song? What if by 5 for fighting, piano may be significant? Made up your mind before you knew me. What if you wore my scars? What if I had your heart? It feels like you're kind of holding something back to the extent where it's making you feel like you're drowning within yourself. There's a pivot needed in how you're handling something that seems to be piling up. 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. It's like you're subconsciously betraying yourself by not being in receiving mode to get support in this one area or to express in this one area. I haven't dreamt of past loved ones in a while. Is there a reason? Right now, it's almost like there's something that you're uncovering or discovering about yourself, and you're meant to take full credit for it. It's not meant to come from someone else being like, oh, look, put that together. Oh, look, understand that. This is like a you doing it for you type of thing. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Something you're learning that's allowing for expansion of self. It's like because you're the one that's meant to take the credit for what you're changing right now. Has Anna's Tower moment slowed down? Slowed down, maybe not, but the pressure being released so that she can rebalance to slow down, yes. 3 of Wands. The next 3 months, I feel like it will slow down. Right now, it's depressurizing, and by 3 months, it'll slow down. Or maybe 3 weeks, depending on like whatever the scale of it is. Any messages? There's a need to balance your head with your heart in a decision and not make a final decision until you do that. Like, don't jump into a decision, sit with it. Allow your head and your heart to communicate before deciding. Feels like this is coming up in the next like 2 weeks. Message from Uncle Andy. Walk Me Home by Pink is coming out. There's something. Oh, I've talked to Uncle Andy before, haven't I? The first line is, there's something in the way you roll your eyes. You're done putting up with the stuff that you used to put up with from people who would get away with things just because of the role in your life, and you should be very proud of yourself for that. Is the message. That's funny. Any messages of guidance, please? My energy and mouth seem to be antagonizing to others. It's your freedom of expression that others are challenged by. It's kind of like, I wish I could just express myself that way. I feel like it's you show people where they hold back in expression, where they wish they could be more free with it. And it comes with like, you just don't really care what they think about it. You're like, okay, this is what I have to say. If you don't like it, tough. It doesn't feel like there's anything you should do about it. It feels like it's just who you are. Just aligning yourself with people who will respect that about you. Will our financial situation get better this winter? No, not yet. There's a change needed. Be resisting. And that may be patience. Like it may just be kind of toughing it out right now in some way. There's also like I'm just gonna say like a lack of logic needed in perspective. You may be making a decision more from your heart and needing to kind of switch it to like a logical, I don't want to do this, but it will help put me in a better situation type of thing. How can I best tailor my latest offering for sales? Power, interesting. Justice, the Tower, Five of Swords. Competitive. Tailor my latest offering for sales. It's like figure out who's doing something similar, make a few substantial changes that increase the value in what you're doing, and blast a sale to start it. That's how it spreads. It's like outsmarting the competition, but like taking inspiration from the competition and like maybe the formatting of it type of thing. Is the person everyone is telling Shikta it is responsible for, oh no, I'm not even gonna try to say that name. Jabrai is passing. Is the person everyone is telling that person it is responsible? Jabri, I wonder if one's a female, one's a male. Okay, balance. It's not the whole story, but it's, I want to say like 75% of what is being said is accurate, it feels. But there's something missing that's important. It's only like a 25% factor, but it's important. I feel like there's like another person in some way associated with this. I don't know what the situation is, but it's kind of, the reference I'm getting is if like it's, and this doesn't have to be exact, but like if there was a driver in a situation where somebody did something bad type of thing, it feels like there's something like that goes with it. Can I get a message from my mom on why she didn't show any love to me? I'm trying to rid all the childhood wounds in this one. Was my hardest. Shadow work. Inner child. It was a passing on of a pattern. It's almost like, and this might not sound, the Fool, Star in reverse. And the song that just came on is Baby Girl, but this by Sugarland, but the second version of it, which goes with this. It's like I experienced what I felt like I put onto you, and I was aware of this, and I couldn't change this because I couldn't watch you receive more than I did because I was so unhealed in that perspective or in that area that I just had to run from it. And in running from it, I couldn't give you what I didn't get because it would remind myself of the way I didn't get it and how it shaped me. Interesting that song came on. Twice the Speed of Life. There's this feeling of I had to grow up really quick, or I had to raise myself, or I wasn't given the right tools and I was making that everybody else's problem type of thing. Most relevant message from Spirit today. There's this feeling of not trusting yourself to make some kind of forward action because in the past you made a similar action and it wasn't the right timing. Yeah. Oh, no. In the past, you made an action that put you into a tower moment or put you into a death and rebirth. And now you're seeing a similar pattern in an action you need to take. You're not going back into the death and rebirth. You're not, it's like now you're going through the cycle and clearing it. So there's a need to trust yourself. 8 of Swords, because you're holding back in some way. Okay, perfect. Yeah, let me know if it comes through and I'll check again. Energy from my cat, then dog. Cat once out, dog is sick. Cat then dog. Cat so wants out. Dog is sick. Cat, dog, energy. Whatever cat wants out means, I think that you're reading that correctly. But there's some kind of I'm too connected to the dog, or like there's like this Hierophant reverse. It's like I don't want to disconnect yet because of something with that. There's this feeling of like a change you're thinking of making, needing to wait, needing to bide your time is kind of how I'm getting that, or like slow down in decision making is what I'm getting. I don't know if that's treatment for the dog, but maybe a second opinion on something, perhaps. Message for me. Whatever's not working out for you is paving the way for you to do something differently to get what you need. It feels like there's something in the planning phase that's blocking you from seeing an option that's there. I almost want to say this is career related. I feel like you've been looking for a job. It's almost like looking in a field that's like neighboring what you're looking in right now, or there's some reason that things aren't going forward. It's like not pulling you backwards, propelling you forward type of thing. It's almost like maybe like a remote job, a work from home job. It's like change the dynamic and you'll make the progress, or change the way you're doing it type of thing. Does James think of me? Yes, but I try not to. When you come up, I distract myself, because what comes up when you come up is what I did not say, or what I said wrong, or what I thought you were going to say type of thing. What can I do to tip the scales in my favor at work? Figuring out how to alleviate some kind of issue that someone else tried to alleviate and was unable to. It's like, don't, for example, it would almost be like, there's this scheduling problem and I find the solution and I present it. It's like other people tried to create progress in this corner and they weren't able to, and you find the solution and it gets you in the right person's good graces type of thing. Message from dad and song from mom. No, not this playlist. Hold on. I'm not getting the song. Hold on. It's none of these. So it's not the song itself, but there's the message of I swear this time I mean it. The song is by Mayday Parade. I don't think it's the song she's referencing. I think it's something she's promised to you, or something she said to you, or a sign that you're getting from mom, like this time type of thing. Message from dad. There's you. Chariot in reverse. There's a need to sit with something that's going to require a change. There's a need to not run from the shadow that comes up in association with this change, and there's a need to trust yourself here. It's like this, you know what's best in the decision is how it feels, even if other people are more not more qualified like doctors, but it's like trust your opinion on it, on the way to handle it. Message from my dad. The path is kind of turning for you, and that's a positive thing, but it may feel uncomfortable. There's this feeling of looping back around to something that you feel like you've already completed the cycle of, but it's like you're seeing it from the observer mode. This is releasing you to what comes next. So I think there's a need for like acceptance of what you're being, because it's showing you what you've released or what you've outgrown. Let me go to this one. How long? 20 minutes. I think I'm going to turn off super chats in a minute as well. Because I'm only going to stay on for about an hour today. Will they ever find Jarrett Brooks? He's been missing in Arizona. I need to like it, wherever it has something to do with his past or the recent past is like clues of how to do it. That's the blind spot that they're having. I do feel like they're going to move forward because of information that comes in from someone. I do feel like they're going to find him, but it's going to be some time. Well, me and my sister get to take our trip to New Jersey. There's something that needs to be released between the two of you. It's like you're not on the same page about something. I feel like yes. I feel like yes, but there's some blockage in the planning or in like being on the same page. After some kind of issue is overcome, it's more likely to happen. It feels like it's a bit in the future though. Unless it's already planned, maybe that could mean a delay. Success rate if I work with runes and charm casting. In combination with something that you're already doing. I would say don't make that your sole focus. Yeah, 9 of Cups. High Priestess in reverse. Don't make that your sole focus, but in combination with something else, I say it would go well. But almost like I'm just going to say don't spend too much time on that. There's something else of more importance. Been woken up twice recently to what sounds like a party in my room. What is going on? Tower. I'm finding a way to give you the message that you weren't getting. This feels like mediumship. I'm finding a way to give you the message that you weren't getting that I've been trying to show you the last 7 days. Confirmation of something relating to someone that was in a friend group of yours. It's like a sign that's meant to go in combination with something that you've already found out. Will Steven go back to work soon? Will Steven go back to work soon? A little bit slower than soon. 7, 7, 7, and 7. I would say within the next 7 months, 3 to 7 months. I would say within the next 3 to 7 months. I guess that could be weeks, but it feels more like months. Is my aunt's health declining? Is the end near? I would say it looks like things are declining, either pretty quickly or more quickly than they were. Do you feel like it's like her body's fighting her? I would say to likely prepare for that. Was there any meaning behind my dream about Chris? He gave me my favorite Oreos. You and a wish fulfillment. Your favorite Oreos, full circle, black and white. What have you turned your back on? Like a dream you let die, or a hobby that you need to bring back that would help with like your mental health or emotional well-being or something like that. It's like you're dealing with something, but you have the tool to regain the joy or to regain the peace of mind. Like if the ball is in your court type energy. Or the Oreos in your court. Will BH and I develop a romantic relationship? How does he feel right now? It kind of gives fear of commitment, kind of gives he might not be on your level of like either emotional or intellectual depth or like intellect. Knight of Wands in reverse is kind of giving like, I'm not really ready for what you're ready for type of thing. I feel like there's something better for you. A while back, you told me others were holding my power's light back. I've made changes. Did it help or hurt? Helped. I want to say the biggest change that you made is a change that you made in the way that you're thinking about something. Almost like the way you're thinking about it was limited, and now you're like, oh, this is actually something that could happen type of thing. And as you come to that realization, you can correct your mind from going in the wrong directions or something like that. So I'd say yes. As I Lay Me Down is the song that just came on. You did something associated. Jody, you did something associated with like dreams as well that's helping, or like sleep. I feel there was something. I feel that there was something wrong with me. Oh, this was what did you say? Your bluntness, or like people being community, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's like I don't know how to learn how to do that. This is the community, and this is like, I would like to do that. I would like to go forward. I think it's less about what you're saying and how you're saying it, and more about the energy of like, take it or leave it. That's what people are feeling a way about. Yeah, 8 of Cups, because it's like, that's what they want to be able to do, is say whatever they want, or say what they want in a way that's like respectable and not care what the other person is thinking, receiving it. And I feel like that's what you're seeing as the issue that they have with you. Any messages from my spirit team and the song? Trying to highlight your blind. Okay. Hold on. They're trying to highlight your blind spot in some kind of manipulation right now. This feels like something that's going on now. They're maybe where you're manipulating yourself, but it feels more like where someone else is manipulating you. Song. Better Days by Dermot Kennedy is the song. I'm going to do 2 more on here, then go to the other list. I'm generally a positive, happy person this week. Everything is either irritating me or making me cry. What is going on? Is it me or the collective? I would say both, because there's this feeling of a stripping away of what's not meant to come into the new year, whether it's mindsets, whether it's things we've been allowing, whether it's things we've been focusing on. And that's highlighting a lot of shadows. There's like a shedding that happens at the end of the year. I would word it like, there's things that are being shed from you right now so that they're not frozen in with you for the winter time, if that makes sense. There's this feeling of like, almost like a purposeful distraction right now. Like whatever's irritating you it pales in comparison to something else that it's almost like the timing isn't right to face what the bigger issue is yet, or like the deeper wound is yet. And I feel like that is this negative anticipation about the holiday season. So it's almost like if you're irritated about other things, which now that I'm saying this, you might now focus on it, but like you're irritated about other things so that you're not starting this anxiety cycle of fearing the emotions that'll come up around the holidays. It feels like that. Yeah, 9 of Swords in reverse. So you're not worried about it. Imagine If by Nash is the song. Imagine if I could turn back time. Imagine if I could turn back time. Almost like your husband's like allowing purposeful irritations to come in so that you decrease your stress level about focusing on anticipation about the holiday season. It's kind of how I'd word that. All right, I'm going to turn off super chats and go back to this list for a minute. Where was I? Oh no. Scales at work. Message for the weekend. Save Tonight by Tom Spike. Excuse me. There's this feeling of needing to slow down in something that you feel the need to speed up in because it's making you have less to give of yourself in other areas. It's like you're not realizing the way that you're depleting yourself. I feel like this weekend you need to take time that you don't already have scheduled to do something for yourself, do something with yourself. There's something that wants to come, or someone feels more like something that wants to come through for you, but like your mind is too clouded right now. There's a need to create space. How does TS view my role and performance in the company? If TS is a superior, that person views you as a head of the competition or like a head of the other people that would be similar to your level. It's almost like I can see you stepping up into a higher role. If TS is like a peer or like on the same level, then it's like you're definitely ahead of me in whatever comes next type of thing. So I would say it looks good. Trying to see if there's anyone I didn't get at all yet. How will my dad's health be in the following year? Feels like there's a major issue that's not worst case scenario. I'm kind of getting like a major issue that's not worst case scenario. It's almost like something that happens in a cycle of 3. Like I have an issue, we correct it. I have an issue, we correct it. I have an issue, and there's like a prolonged recovery or something. But it's not worst. It's not one big major thing. It's like a series of little things. Yeah, 3 of Wands was on the bottom of the deck, and I said 3. I feel like this is like the second quarter of the year is when this starts to come up. Message from Dad. Where you put your focus is where things will change or where you'll yield results. There's this feeling of something being out of balance and it being in your power to put it back in balance. And there's this feeling of almost like it's out of balance right now because you needed the feeling of making yourself proud, or you needed the feeling of overcoming something because there's this numbness. So it's almost like don't look at it as a punishment, look at it as an opportunity to unnumb. To make you as proud of you as he is of you. I think it's a pill jar with number 45. Happy pills, because there was a happy pills. Making yourself proud is the happy pill that you need right now. Need an encouraging message from guides or past family members. It feels like there's it's a shark. It feels like there's someone or like a mindset regarding a falling out with someone that you had, and the message is that you were protected. That's why this had to unfold in the way it did. And how you released was like the breaking of some kind of generational you're still feeling it, or you're still like emoting over it in some way, because it's the breaking of this generational numbing when there's too much emotion type thing. There's this feeling of needing to kind of like forgive yourself for this, for like how long you may have held on to this type of thing. Any message for me post-op laying around because your brain goes 1,000 miles a minute? Get it out of there. Like write it down, draw something, do something. It's like all these bumper cars going on in your mind right now, and it's very clouded. There's almost this feeling of if you release everything going on in your mind right now, you'll allow the two sides to come back together. I also feel like there is this, you're saying post-op. I feel like you may want to not all the way follow the like rest for this long. You may be like, okay, well, it's been long enough. There's some need to follow through 100% on doctor's orders here. I feel like there's maybe I want to get out of the situation sooner or something like that, or like take it as easy as they're telling you to take it. Everything will go fine as long as you do that. But there's some like impatience that could be or maybe it's like mental impatience, needing to like correct mindset when it goes in the wrong way, being mindful of that. Message from guides and a song. Resurrection by Ryan Oakes. Whatever it was that you thought you wouldn't rebuild from, you're rebuilding from it because that path was always meant to end. So you could take the one that you're on now. This is freedom. This is you getting in alignment with what you actually need, not what you thought you wanted that you're outgrowing. So there's a need to allow for the pivot. Is the farmland by my office haunted? Page of Wands reversed, so I'm not going. Knight of Pentacles, I'm slow, I'm stagnant. Four of Cups reversed, I'm wrapping something up. Seven of Wands reversed. The tower on the bottom. Oh, Death in reverse. I would say that's it. It doesn't feel like it's like a bunch, but it feels like there are like a few energies that struggle to leave there for some reason. Farmland by my office. Is there something around that area that would have to do with like bikers or like some kind of group? Maybe like one of those, what's the VF something, the place where the generally older guys meet, VF. There's something like that nearby, I feel. Any word of advice? The boundaries you set will give you the clarity that you need. It may take a minute, but there may be this urgency to, like, I set a boundary, someone crosses a boundary, and then I want to defend it. There's a need to pull back and be in observer mode right now. It will show you what you need to see. Uncle Andy was hilarious. Yeah, that was funny. The roll in my eyes line. Can I get a message from Jerry to my mom and a song? My Wish by Rascal Flatts. There's a 20 on the cover, so 2020 may be significant. From Jerry to my mom. He's helping her get clarity on something she's not all the way sure of. It's like, I'm trying to highlight something for you, and I need you to follow the patterns. I'm using the tools I have to help something make sense for you, so that you can find your way back to yourself. Any message from Ralph? Proud Mary by Creedence Clearwater Revival. I never lost a minute of sleeping, worrying about the way things might have been. There's a rededication needing to happen in something that was struggling to mature before. It's almost like the message is it wasn't time then. Give it another try or pour yourself back into it. Yeah, Five of Wands in reverse. Whatever battle you were having with yourself at that time is no longer present at this time. Message from spirit guides. There's some kind of communication that you're showing up as the authority in, but it's almost like if you were to be the one that knows how to handle this and the other person is someone who's like higher authority or something like that, there's a need to be patient and allow your point of view to like unfold naturally, because you have the answer to this, whatever it is. And it's helping you address some kind of fear. Maybe it's like the fear of speaking out, the fear of standing up for yourself, the fear of being seen or heard, something like that. This is like an opportunity to address that. Like in the next like 2 or 3 weeks is what I'm getting. Any messages from my guides for moving forward? Messages, action, justice. The right action was to turn your back on what you've had to turn your back on. You're restoring the balance here. It feels like there's a need to intellectually stimulate yourself as to kind of pull yourself out of the emotional. It's like you need a brain break. You need to afford yourself a brain break here because there's a lot going on in there. So there's a need to like intellectually stimulate yourself to get yourself out of your mind for a little bit. That's going to help with like releasing the pressure that you feel. It also feels like there's something you're not sure about how to handle, and you're being guided to kind of pull back on it and not make an immediate decision. It's gonna reveal itself to you. This feels like something with like a move or something with like a changing of environment or a changing of strategy or a changing of routine. Like, hold on a minute. By the end of the month, things will be more clear. Amy, I did yours. The last one I saw that I did. How will new plans regarding school work out for my daughter? New plan for school. There's like a learning curve, but it ends up okay. Maybe there's like discomfort, but it ends up okay. It's like it takes a minute to get my footing, but then it goes forward. There's something about being in a setting where I can learn better now. Like the teacher's teaching in the way I learn, as opposed to maybe before that wasn't happening. My best friend's mom has been battling an illness. My heart tells me that the battle is almost over. Pulls reverse. The Emperor's looking at him. It's almost like they're gonna try something else, and it's not gonna work, and that's gonna kind of feel to be the signal of the end. Choice that you're not seeing. Choice you're not seeing. Yeah, it's almost like if this doesn't work, we don't know what else to do type of thing. I feel like it's heading towards something like that. Oh, let me go to this list for a minute. Is there any travel for me in the next 3 months? You. Maybe planning of travel, or maybe like a short distance travel, but I don't see, I feel like you're referencing like a vacation or like somewhere farther than like a couple hour drive type thing. I feel like not in the next 3 months, maybe in the next 10 months. Is C telling the truth? Is C telling the truth? No. I don't know if I'd say outright lying unless necessary, but it's more of like this started as an avoidance of the truth. And now I need to throw in lies to continue to avoid that. But what I was really trying to do was avoid the truth. So, I mean, I guess you could say that as yes either way. But yeah, there's a lack of honesty with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It's almost like you're seeing exactly what you can't trust in what they're saying. Message from A. You're being very hard on yourself about something that seems to be coming back in and like nagging your mind, but it's not nagging you just to nag you. It's nagging you to show you where there's a limiting belief or where there's a change needed. Because there's something like my mind and heart are at odds and I'm stuck in this regard, in a perspective shift that's needed. I feel like there's a need to kind of journal, or there's a need to like maybe record yourself talking something out and then listen to it and then release it type of thing. Token and a song from my mom. I think that's a pigeon. Let me say 65. 65. Bird with a leaf spring. Peace offering, asking for forgiveness. It's giving olive branch, like extending an olive branch. Cups in reverse. Page of Cups. God Only Knows by the Beach Boys. There's a need to extend an olive branch to yourself right now. It almost feels like a trigger that has been coming to the surface is making you be at war with yourself, and there's a need to release that in a different way. It feels like something someone else is going through is triggering emotions within you because you don't know how to fix it. And the message is healers don't heal people. They hold space for people to heal. And as long as you're doing that, you're doing what you need to do. Will Thanksgiving dinner be peaceful with husband's family? Yes, but there's like someone specific. I feel like it's a male that you're like, oh, this might be awkward, or this might be a little maybe tense, or this might be a little like tension in some way. It feels like that's true, but generally everything else will go fine. Or maybe like awkwardness. I don't know. All right, let me go back to this list. Super chats are closed now, just so everyone knows. I'm going to stay on about 20 more minutes. Where am I? Should I walk away from this friend as I reached out and got nothing back? Should I walk away? I would say give it time. It just might not be a good time for that person. I feel like you'll have to be the one to reach out again. What I would say right now is just bad timing. Justice in reverse. It feels like they're going through something right now. Should I start a relationship with Gerald? I feel is too controlling. You are right. If you feel like you need a lesson in inner child healing, then yes. If not, then I feel like you already know exactly what you're going to experience with this person. So I would say no. I'm feeling lost again. Was the realization, let me get a song. Was the realization I had this week the block I need to see? Song is 10 Times by Ryan Carvalho. I've been up and down the coast 10 times in 5 days just trying to make it happen for us. You're putting too much pressure on yourself right now to make things happen all at once. Whatever's happening is unfolding in slices or in pieces, and there's a need to know that there's two paths merging right now, and as they merge, it's almost like a train that's switching tracks. So everything's going to feel unfamiliar because you're on the same track essentially, but the different path of it, but you're in the same train. So there's a need to like allow things to unfold as you're being shown them. Was the realization I had this week the block I needed to see? Kind of, but there's also this need to know that there's a flexibility needed. So addressing whatever's causing you to fear flexibility when it comes to the plan. So like a need to control everything, which I feel like is associated with a certain relationship falling apart. It's like you're having similar patterns of feeling like if you don't have control, there's a fear. I feel like that's part of the block as well. My husband's health is declining. How much time does he have, or will they find something to help him? Find something to help him. I feel like they're going to find a change that is needed or a treatment that is needed that is going to help. But I don't think it's going to be permanent. It's like we try this, it works for X amount of time, and then we try something else, it works for X amount of time. I feel like he has more time than you're fearing is like the worst case scenario. And I feel like it kind of is dependent on how long each of these different options last for. Four of Cups is reversed. I do feel like there's a period of healing, but then it's like something comes back up and then I heal and then something comes back up. Five of Pentacles reversed. I feel like you have longer than you're fearing though. What do I need to do to keep my significant other or get rid of him and how to do it? Keep or get rid of? I feel like right now you already have your answer because this person has shown you their inability to show up for you in the way that you need them to. It's like you're on this person's team and they are working against you, and it's bringing a lot of confusion to your worth when it comes to how you're viewing yourself. I feel like right now there's a need to pull back. It's like if you pull back your energy, you're going to see clearly how this person was affecting your energy, and there's not going to be a question in your mind at that point. Any message from my spirit guides? I need strength. What didn't work out for you is putting you on a path to what will be better for you, but there's a need to address the mindset around perfectionism. It feels it's almost like you're kind of holding back because you feel like you can't show up perfect in some way because there's a lot of tension in your mind right now. There's a need to start to take little actions anyway to get yourself reconnected to yourself. Yeah, the Fool in reverse and the Hierophant, a rededication. A rededication. It's kind of giving like needing to find an outlet or needing to find almost not like a new hobby, I guess, like some kind of outlet. Like what's keeping you back is feeling like you can't get out of your mind right now. There's a need to start to do that, like force yourself to do that. Oh no, why did this just move like that? Keep my significant other. Hold on. I struggle with social anxiety and communication anxiety a lot. Would it be helpful for me to learn something like sign language? Yes, big yes. Like sign language. I don't know what the like part means, but I feel like that's what I'm being called to point out. It's the not sign language exactly, or maybe that ends something else. I also feel like studying or learning about what other people's body language means may help you with the anxiety part of that. Does Jerry have anything to do with my spiritual awakening? Does Jerry have anything to do with my spiritual awakening? Helping you to trust yourself when you see something that's not right. Working on self-doubt with you. And it feels like there's a certain experience that he would be associated with where that would make sense. Like it would make sense because of this experience that is what he's helping with. Will my son ever stop the toxicity he allows around him and his children? He has been pulled away from his closest family and friends. How is his daughter dealing with it? Will they ever stop the toxicity? it's like either he has someone that's a bad influence around him, or he's a very bad influence on himself. Because it's like I think something, it's not right or it's negative, and I do this game almost of trying to convince myself that it's right when I know it's wrong type of thing. It's weird. Um, it's almost like this fighting against myself, because if I'm at war with myself, I don't have to face the reason I'm fighting against myself. I feel like it's going to be a while, and it may take a rock bottom to kind of shift that for him. How is his daughter T dealing with it? Not well. But it's like I don't feel like I can reach out for support, not because people don't support me, but because it's easier to keep it in. Is it a bad or good idea to get the kids hoverboard go-karts for Christmas? Oh. Is it possible it's too soon? I feel like you're going to be like, why did I do this? Wish I didn't do this. Either there's something else better, or it feels like maybe it's too soon. This is like quickness. Like, crap, I wish I would have waited is what this feels like. I feel like something else may be better. Sorry, kids. Hope they're not watching this. Was my mom pleased with her funeral and what she was wearing? Funeral, yes. Was what she was wearing triggering to someone? Like, was there like a memory associated with what she was wearing that was hard for someone? Like, after I see her in this, and I'm like, oh no, now it's harder for me than it was going to be before this. It feels like that's the only thing that she's like, oh, I could have worn something less uh memorable for this person. I feel like yes, but like she's acknowledging that what she was wearing was triggering to someone, and she wishes that could have been different. It's like that person didn't need the extra trigger, I guess. Or like she's like saying that she sees that and she loves that person type of thing. What can I know about my relationship with AS? It's freeing you from a pattern where you'd put someone else on a pedestal, or where you'd put someone else as main character, or you'd put yourself on the back burner for someone else to the expense of yourself. It feels like this is something that kind of has been ongoing since you were very young. It's like this person's the opportunity to identify and break a pattern. Is this career change and college course I'm considering the right one for me? No, not really. Is there like something that career change and college course? I just read that as college course. No, I don't like either. It's almost like you might be selling yourself short in some way, or there's a need to pivot a little bit in the planning of it. Maybe you're setting up to overburden yourself too much at once type of thing. I would say reconsider all aspects of it and kind of like pros and cons list it all. Does Spirit have message regarding my cousin who is unalive this year? there's some kind of lack of clarity around some piece of this, and there was supposed to be, almost like the clarity would make it more painful. So there's a need to release some kind of wanting to figure something out that it's hard to get answers for. I don't know if it's the why. I don't know if it's like the how. It's like who, what, when, where, why, something like that. There's someone keeps ruminating on it. There's need to release it because almost like this message of like there's nothing that can be done about it and the truth would be more painful, so someone's being protected from the full truth of it. Is Mike who my mom will be with, or will it be someone else? I feel like likely him. It feels like either the relationship is growing slow, took a minute to get off the ground. Maybe they were friends first, or maybe they're friends now. Maybe that's why you're saying that. There's like this, we don't need to rush into this feeling, but it does feel with the King of Cups would be yes with that person, and Three of Cups in reverse would be no with someone else, but it's like a slow maturing thing. So the commitment may take a while is what that might be. What are Kevin's feelings towards me? Hold on. There's this feeling of I'm surrendering to the way that you make me feel about myself, which seems to be a positive thing. Like you help me think differently, or you help me know myself where I couldn't before. I want to say a commitment to do things differently. Am I on the right path to fix things, or am I supposed to walk away? Right path to fix things. I feel like this is a relationship. Love does not require the erasure of yourself. And it feels like anything or any situation that's causing you to have to do that, you already have your answer to. It feels like you're resisting this, but there's a need to accept that. You're not going to walk away until you accept that anything that makes you erase yourself is too expensive. Freaking Out by Arizona is playing. I feel like that's how you're feeling. I'm seeing signs. I'm freaking out. I'm seeing signs and I'm struggling to accept them. Is Judy holding an unworthiness wound? I'm holding an unworthiness wound, but I'm avoiding the knowledge of that. So I've taken on less, what's the word? Oh, my inner child wound or abandonment wound is covering up my worthiness wound, and you won't be able to access my worthiness wound without addressing the wound that's on top of that. And I've been running from that. So yes, but it's buried under either inner child or abandonment or like a parental figure wound. It's almost like one's under the cement and you got to break the cement to get to it. The unworthiness is under the cement. You got to break through the other one to access it. Yes, exactly. Stop controlling the how. Oh, you're welcome, Christine. I'm glad that helped. Any messages from my spirit guides? Look before you leap so that you don't end up disappointed in some kind of choice. It's almost like you're going to have, by the end of the year, be presented with this decision. And I keep staring at my mason jar that has coffee in it, and it's like 25% full still. It's like if you make the first choice because you think it's the only choice, you're going to have a half glass empty situation. But if you wait it out a little bit and wait for another opportunity to present itself by the end of the year, you'll have a glass half full situation. So there's any. Mom was wearing her favorite seasonal shirt. It had gold bats. She loved it, and we all wish we'd keep. We all wish we'd keep it. Yeah, it like maybe there's a certain okay, so I was wondering if it was like new clothing or something that she had. I felt like it was something that she had because it feels like there's a certain memory with that she's just acknowledging being there with someone extra because of that trigger. The memory that the shirt evoked. Oh, she wore it for every single holiday the last 2 years. Oh. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. What does Gwen want me to know? There, either someone who just recently entered your life or someone who's going to soon is trustworthy. I just want to say there's this feeling of fighting similar battles as you and this person. It feels like right now you need a friend or you need a confidant or something like that to put the burden down or take the weight off your shoulders is how I want to word that. Any tips on using dowsing rods for precise yes and no answers? Lovers in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. Could you get like a regular deck of cards and then have red mean something and black mean something and allow yourself to use the combination of the two until you increase your confidence in exactly what the rods are showing you? Or it could be like a pendulum instead of the cards, but for some reason I'm seeing like a deck of playing cards. It's almost like double checking your work until you get more confident with it. Because as you increase your confidence, it'll flow more naturally because there won't be the fears obstructing the energy, if that makes sense. Message from higher self. I'm going to do about 5 more and then I'm going to hop off. Message from my higher self. Whatever's coming to the surface is so that you can release it to realign with yourself. It feels like there's this you want to understand the why of what you had to go through in the last season or what the blockage was. Like, why was the blockage what the blockage was? It feels like there's some kind of creative element that's needed to bring through this clarity, whether that's writing or art or just like maybe like you are the art, like maybe like movement or like grounding or something like that is needed. Yeah, sometimes not knowing the full truth is God's protection. Absolutely. I feel like that's what it is with that situation. Message from spiritual community. Message from spiritual community. There's something that you're questioning. Did that person do it on purpose or not? Something that either like offended you or felt like, are you trying to betray me and just weren't good at it? Or like something like that. It wasn't intentional is the message. It was a misalignment that person was having with themselves that was projected into their actions or words. So there's a message of like not taking it personally and knowing that it wasn't intentional. I feel like this is something that may have happened a few months ago, though. It doesn't feel like right now. It might be. It feels like 2 to 6 months ago, maybe. Have I successfully acknowledged and released my abandonment wounds? It's not that it's gone forever. The things will still come up that will trigger that wound, but you've made the progress of putting down the fear you've had of the wound. So before it would come up and you're like, I don't even want to look at that, anything else but that. But now you're like, okay, it's coming up, but I can look at it. I can face it. So you've made a lot of progress, I would say, on it. Have you successfully acknowledged it? Yes. Is it all the way released? I would say no, but you can do the rest of the releasing because you're able to face it instead of run from it or be scared of it. You recognize that it only has the power you give it, type of thing, in terms of like feeling like the monster under the bed type energy. Will my grandson get hired from the interview he had today? I would say yes. He probably doesn't feel like it went well, or maybe that's just like I'm scared it didn't go well. It's not that I necessarily feel like it didn't, but I'm scared it didn't, type of thing. I feel like it went better than he's thinking it went. Yeah, the Tower in reverse. I feel like there's something specific. He may be like, oh, I wish I didn't say it in that way, but it's a non-factor is kind of the message. I would say it looks like yes, but it might be slow. Queen of Cups. It may take a minute to find out or something like that. Message from whatever opportunity you've been waiting for is right around the corner, and after it starts, it goes quickly. Right now it's stagnant, but it's like 0 to 100 real quick type energy after you turn the right corner. So there's a need for patience because it's unfolding in the timing it needs to. Are downstairs projecting their stuff onto me? Is that why I'm getting so angry? Downstairs. No, I would say it's not either. It's not coming from there, or that's not what's happening. Delay. Yeah, this is like delay on the downstairs would be like a communal space. So that's not what I would say. That's not where it's coming from now. I feel like it's coming from an external. Yeah, Six of Wands. It's coming from an external place, but not that place. All right, let me do this last one here. Oh, thank you. Let me pick one of these for you. As you release things not meant for you, you'll be brought ones that better align with your magic. With your magic. I feel like that little picture on there reminded me of like a paint by numbers, or like a painting, or like a coloring to ease the mind type of thing, like to give yourself a brain break, maybe significant in some way. All right, everyone, I'm going to hop off. I will be on again next week. Anything else I need to say? I think that's it. My brain is tired. Okay, everyone, I will talk to you soon. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my mods, and I will see you all next week. I'm hoping to get back to true crime next week. I have a bunch of notes from my assistant to do videos on, and I just haven't been able to get ahead yet. But I finished all the readings that were for November, and I think I finished all the mod readings too. So now that everything's out, hopefully next week, but we will see. I'll talk to you soon.